I don't know who needs to hear this, but blind faith isn't this delusional way of thinking. Sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes it's the only thing that gets you out of darkness. Having blind faith in something, whether it is a higher power, whether it is yourself, whether it is your ability to get yourself better out of a really dire situation. If you don't have some kind of faith, and I'm not necessarily talking about hope, hope is important too, but faith that things can get better, even if you have no evidence of it, even if you don't have any prior history of it, which is really difficult to kind of have in yourself, but even if you have that faith, it's so important, and sometimes it's the only thing that can drive you out of darkness into a better situation. And a lot of you might think that that's completely delusional thinking. It's not even cute delulu, it's just fully delusional. But the only thing I have to say is that there's been so many times in my life, and I'm sure people will comment and say that the same thing has happened to them, where I genuinely couldn't figure out a way out of a situation, and something happens, and a little small event or a big event happens, and the situation changes, or my mindset changes, or my perspective changes, or someone comes in and changes the scenario, and then I find a way out. And I believe in God, so I think it's God. But if you believe in the higher power, if you believe in the universe, if you believe in your own ability, whatever it is, having that blind faith isn't delusional, it's necessary, and sometimes it's insanely powerful. This reminds me of Einstein's famous quote of someone who has big dreams is more powerful than someone who has all the facts. Do we have scientific data and facts on faith and beings that are higher than us helping us out? No, we don't have scientific data on that. But a lack of evidence is not an evidence of lack. And truly, I'm sure other people will comment and say that having faith has helped them, has literally been the only thing that's been able to get them through a really dire situation. So don't let anyone say that that's completely delusional. Of course, you should live your life with action and take action steps and not just rely on one aspect of life. But imagine what would happen if you combined action steps with faith, sometimes blind faith. Imagine what could happen.